Hello. Thank you so much for
Hi.
being part of this interview. First question, of course, would you mind introducing yourselves very quickly?
Surely. Well, hi, I'm Fabian. I'm the tech guy and one of the founders of Dirty Boss Studio.
Hi, I'm Daniela. I'm a graphics designer and artist, and also a founder of Dirty Paws Studio.
Dirty Paws Studio. This sounds super exciting and super fresh. Tell us everything about Dirty Paws Studio, please.
Okay, we are both sitting here in Frankfurt in the Lakeside Park in a university building in the university room. And we are actually not quite student founded, but after studies founded first game studio here in Frankfurt. And we are currently working on our first project.
Cool. So you've met during the studies, or how is a little bit like the history? How did you get to know each other, and how did everything start?
Yeah, I worked at the university and also studied there. And then I met Fabian in some courses and we did some together. And after a while, we both worked in the same company, also here in the Lakeside Park. He is a programmer and I was a graphics designer. And yeah, our shared dream was to become game developers, not only in hobby, but full time. And so after a while, we made a huge step and said, now let's do it, let's try it. And yeah, that was, I think, this year where we took this step. And yeah, now we are in a foundation program, a development program in Carinthia. And we're working on our project effectively since 2 months ago.
Cool. This is really exciting, super fresh, and yeah, congrats. Definitely we will follow the developments. You already mentioned a trigger word for the next question. You are working on your current game. Tell us everything about that.
Yeah, we are making a 2D adventure puzzler where you are playing an octopus with 8 arms. You are controlling all the 8 tentacles in a very precise way, so not like Octodad. And you have to explore a mysterious underwater world, and you have to solve riddles in an underwater temple. You have a huge adventure in your way, and you also have to fight a little bit against some creatures. And it's for people of all ages, especially if you want to play with your family, for example, with your kids. You can solve puzzles together and lose yourself in this mysterious world. And you can also learn some things or two about the environment and also about pollution and so on.
This sounds exciting. Is there already like a date where we can start expecting to see something?
Well, it's hard nowadays to mention an exact date, but we're going to have a first draft maybe in the first quarter of 2021, where we want to first make the project public when we have a lot of artworks thanks to Daniela. But yeah, want to test out some prototypes, get involved with the GSE studies here in Frankfurt, and make some user tests and of course social media, Twitter.
Yeah, it's all a bit at the start now. So we made our first prototype. This didn't work out as expected, so we are making now the second prototype, and this is going in a good direction. And this is also what we want to test in the future. And this is going to look a lot better than the first one. So this is, I think, what you are going to see in the future of us.
Speaking of future, so you already you already mentioned the next couple of steps, I guess. Can you share more like about your future plans, including also like the big vision? What are you aiming at?
Well, the big vision is, if we summarize it, we want to bring the game development industry to Carinthia. Effectively, there are quite a couple of studios here, like Healing Bullet Games or some other unnamed studios, I think, but nothing known in the industry. So that's our big vision, so to say, to let the Carinthian, it's called Chamber of Commerce, etc., know, hey, there's an industry about game development in Austria, and now it's also in Carinthia. And for our company vision, I think our ideal future would be to have a small, medium-sized studio where we can, of course, implement our own ideas and develop our perfect personal games. But yeah, that's basically the idea.
Yeah. We also have the problem that there are many students that are interested in this topic, and they need to make a practicum?
Internship,
a practice semester and or practice project, and they basically have to leave the country for this, or at least Carinthia, to make to graduate here. And yeah, I think this is a huge opportunity, and Carinthia shouldn't miss that out.
Cool. You already tackled a lot the next topic. I mean, you were talking a lot of about like the potential for students and also internships. I mean, do you have in general any advices for young developers or maybe students who want to get into game development?
Oh, that's a tough question. I think the most important part is to just start with this. Start with developing some in your free time, and it's not that a huge. The circumstances are quite good nowadays to develop your own ideas with all the engines, free artwork, etc. out there, and there's a really good community around game jams in Frankfurt. But I think the first step towards the industry would be just to make some in your free time. Doesn't have to be perfect or big projects. Small finished ones are very good. I think that, at least from a practical perspective, it's our first idea we would give new developers.
Yeah, I think to start is one of the huge stepping stones, and you should never lose the focus. I think if you're working in another company or something, maybe you can do something there that helps you developing your skills for making games. If you're working as a programmer, maybe you can talk to your colleagues what you can do or something. Or if you are in arts, just draw and do the things. You're getting better and you are getting practice. And I think the community helps as well. And also a huge part, I think, for us was the game jams.
And I don't want to miss out on that one. Get involved with the community.
Yeah, that's true.
Of course, you in Graz have the Game Dev Graz, and there's also something like that in Vienna. We're not too much into contact with them, sadly. And here in Klagenfurt, there's a big community about the game jams and the GSE in general. If you're a programmer, there are lots of people wanting to do games, but cannot program, so it's perfect. Perfect there to match up for starting small projects.
Or the other way around. There are many programmers that don't have artists, so they are always looking for something like that.
Cool. Yeah, thanks so much for sharing that. I think you tackled a lot of important topics. But also some of the topics you tackled were eventually a little bit more challenging this year. And this is, I think, where also I want to pose my next question. How was this year for you? I mean, 2020 has been a weird year. How did you cope with that year? Did this have an impact on you and how you work? And did you learn something for the future years, or is there something you're already looking forward to a lot when things are a little bit normal again?
Well, I think the biggest change for us in this year was that our timeline for the whole development program we are currently in did not hold. And we intended to start in June, just after my diploma thesis and after she has finished working in our old company. And just a few months before, there was a abrupt change in timeline, and they told us they don't quite know when the next period for application would be. So it was kind of chaotic. Good for us, it was only shifted by 3 months until October. And yeah, I think that was a tough part. But on the bright side, we had a lot of time to focus on our skills in the meantime. We're really lucky that we are in a digital industry. So the lockdown and the whole year 2020 didn't have that much impact on our development structure. Apart from that we have to that we can't sit in the office all the time together.
Yeah, today is really an exception. But yeah, I think the year was a chaotic one, and also we had to adjust because of the home office. But yeah, as you said, it's good that we can do everything online. Sadly, we don't have game jams anymore. Where we can meet people in person. So for networking and stuff, it's a bit harder nowadays. But otherwise, I think we could do everything we had planned for this year.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you so much for sharing that. This has been really a pleasure. It's yeah, I'm really looking forward to hear more from your studio and also to play the first official game released as a published studio, as a started up studio. And yeah, good luck, and everyone follow Dirty Paws Studio on Twitter and all social media channels, please. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for the
Bye-bye.
interview. Bye.
Bye.